Hey friends, what's up? Happy Friday, good morning. For those of you that don't already know me and you've somehow stumbled across this video, my name is Dawn, and I wanted to share some thoughts with you this morning about modifying when it comes to working out. So if you follow me at all, you know that I have some stuff going on in my knee. I'm a former college athlete who had 2 knee surgeries on the same knee in college. I tore the heck out of my ACL and meniscus. When they did the repair, they repaired them together, but the meniscal repair didn't take. So a year later, they went in and kind of cleaned it out. And then since then, my knee's been a royal mess. A couple years ago, I had an MRI on it, and I found out that like the arthritis was crazy, that I had a cyst and 3 bone spurs, like a whole lot of other things happening in there. And I just got a recent MRI back, and my ACL graft is torn. So I've got a torn ACL, I now have a torn PCL, and I have like floaty things in there. And so modifying is something that I've had to learn how to do over the last several years when it comes to working out, when it comes to my fitness. Because the reality is, when I started back up taking care of myself because I had put on too much weight, I had gotten into really bad habits, I had just lost myself. And coming back into trying to figure out working out, my body couldn't do what it thought it knew to do. I couldn't do running, I couldn't do jumping, I couldn't do the same things that I thought I knew how to do. And so I had to approach working out differently. And let me tell you, it was hard. I had a lot of pride getting in the way. I felt weak. I felt less than because I couldn't do moves that weren't hard physically, like they weren't demanding, but I couldn't do them. And a lot of times you see in the videos, you'll see somebody modifying that's usually like really out of shape. And so to me, modifying, I felt like I wasn't good enough anymore. Fast forward over a little bit of time, a new program had come out. It was an Insanity Max 30. It was super high intensity. And there was a modifier track. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do that program and I'm going to do the whole thing modified. One, I need to prove to myself that I can be disciplined and not do the jumping when they tell me not to do the jumping. I wanted to show those that were following me what was possible if you took care of your nutrition and took care of your body without hurting it further. And the modifiers in there were super fit and super amazing and super awesome. And they made modifying for me not feel like I was less than. So I did that whole program, 60 days. Even the things that I didn't need to modify, I got into this habit of modifying. One of the reasons, again, I did that, I mentioned because I wanted to show that you could do that, but for me, it was a learning experience because since that program, as I've moved on, I've been able to help customers of mine figure out modifications for moves that they can't do, either because of injury or their fitness level. They're just not there yet. And so it made modifying it gave me a whole new perspective on that. So many women in particular that I talk to are hesitant about jumping in some of these fitness programs that I do. One, because they look at the video clip of like the crazy move that I did and they're like, I can never do that. And I was like, well, you don't need to do that. That's just crazy talk. But they think that because of the fitness, their current fitness level, they won't be able to benefit from these programs. And that's so not true. One of the things that I appreciate and love about my company is they've taken that into consideration. And very often they will show somebody modifying for you. So you don't even have to guess. They're going to say, hey, if you need to modify, this is what you do. You're still going to work the right muscles. You're still going to feel what you need to feel. You're still going to burn the calories. You're going to build the muscle, and you're still going to be able to do those things for whatever reason is that you're modifying. Whether you just physically aren't fit enough for that move quite yet, and you're building to it, or again, you're injured and you need to work around it. Now, there are some things flat out I just am not going to be able to do with my knee. Flat out can't do them. So then I figure something else out, or I take a quick break while that's happening. So today's workout was leg day, and legs were my thing. Legs were my jam growing up. I had like quads of steel. In college, when they did like that body fat checker, they like could not get a reading on my quad because it was so strong and so tight. The little calibrator thing wouldn't register. I squatted like a beast. I did all the workouts like a beast. My legs carried a body. Like the rest of my body wasn't like my legs. And of course now my legs just don't want to work for me. And so as much as I used to love a leg day and love a good agility workout, that's my weak point now. But by learning how to modify and putting my pride aside, I'm able to now turn that into a strength and turn that into some sort of inspiration for other people to realize it's okay. Now, the other piece about modifying that I want to share with you is there are times when my knee feels fine. There are times that I feel strong, that I'm not tired, and I modify a move anyway. And I want to share why. And I want to encourage you to do this every once in a while. An example, in today's workout, we had a move, it's called triple bear. And so you're kind of like on all fours. Your knees are lifted off the ground, and you're kind of jumping side to side from the ground, keeping your knees 2 inches off the ground, your back flat, and you just keep moving back and forth. And you're really supposed to feel the burn in your quads. Now, it's partially cardio, but today's was a leg focus, a leg day focus. And so my quads should have been burning. And the reality was I wasn't feeling it in my quads. I was feeling it in other places. Now, sometimes we feel it in other places because we're not doing the move 100% accurate. We're not totally properly doing the movement, so you're gonna feel it in the wrong spot. But for me, I started doing a step out. So instead of doing the jumps in between, I was doing stepping out. And let me tell you, I felt it in my quads. And even though I physically didn't need to do the modification because my knee felt good, my endurance felt strong, I wasn't feeling it properly. I do this with abs a lot of times. Now, I don't like doing ab work. Core work is like the death of me. But the reality is there are some times when I'm doing the movement that I don't feel it in the part of my abs or the part of my core I'm supposed to. So I take a step back and I'll see what the modifier is doing and I'll modify it. And man, I'll feel it in the right spot. So I want you guys to consider that and think about that. One, don't let your current fitness level or any current injuries that you have prevent you from looking into getting started somewhere. Don't use those as excuses. Look, injury is a very valid reason to not do something, and I'm not suggesting that you push yourself beyond injury, but explore and figure out what you are able to do. Of these 4 workouts a week, only 1 is really blasting my legs. Only 1 is really affecting my legs. Yes, there are high intensity interval training bits in between, but they don't affect the injury that I have. So I have to make modifications 1 out of 4 workouts. So I want you guys to consider that as you're looking at whatever your injury may be. And if you need help figuring out if there's a program for you, please reach out. And let's talk about what your injury is. Let's figure out if we can modify around so that you can still be moving. Don't want you guys to use that as an excuse to not start, to not take care of yourself. I am physically in the best shape of my entire life. I am in better shape than before my knee surgery. I'm leaner, I'm trimmer. I want to say I'm faster and can jump higher, but that's probably not quite accurate. But I feel better and more amazing. And it's because I was forced to look at things differently. I was forced to pay attention to how I was fueling my body. I was forced to pay attention to doing things properly. And my whole world and perception and perspectives have changed. So I know I'm not like super high energy, crazy Dawn here right now for you, but I want to be honest and raw and real. I want you to understand that you are capable of more than you realize, and you need to bust past those thoughts in your head that, nope, I see this program you're doing and I can't do it. Because let me tell you, there are all shapes and sizes and fitness levels in the group that I'm running right now. People that this is really their first time lifting weights, their first time combining HIIT and cardio, their first time waking up early to do it before work. And nobody's letting excuses prevent them from working hard. Everybody's working as hard as they can. It's not about you doing the same weights as me, or you doing something as fast as me, or me doing what you're doing. It's about doing your very best, and I'm doing my very best, and because you're doing your very best and I'm doing my very best, we're gonna get our very best results. So think about that. Be mindful of that. Don't let this stuff prevent you from doing things. Don't let this stuff keep you from starting. Part of my mission is to help get you started in taking care of yourself. Help get you started on that journey to overall wellness. This page is the Pursuit Fitness. It's getting you started and beginning that pursuit of something more, of something better. if this is helpful to you, if this is something that maybe you didn't need to hear, but you have a friend out there or a family member that needs to hear this, please tag them in this. Please share this with them. Please let them see that there's more out there than maybe they realize for them. And if you're watching this and you're finally saying, yup, it's time I make a change, let's have a conversation. Reach out to me. I'm here. I want to support you. I want to encourage you. I want to get you beginning your pursuit of your best life. Whatever that looks like, whatever that starting point is for you. All right, guys, I hope and pray that you have a fantastic Friday, that you begin your pursuit like this minute, now. Don't delay, don't wait, don't waste this gift of life that you have. Don't waste any more of the air that you're breathing on nonsense and silliness, and start taking control of the things that you can. And your health and your fitness is something that you can start taking control of in this moment. All right, guys, I look forward to talking to you. Again, tag a friend, share this video, reach out to me, let's talk. I am here for you. Take care.